Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, December 2nd hint that Andre Richardson will receive a shady proposition, while his wife, Dani Dupree, shares a sizzling moment with her first husband, Bill Hamilton. Dani and Bill will be joined by their two daughters, Naomi Hawthorne and Chelsea Hamilton, at the Fairmont Crest Country Club, where the co-parents will reminisce about a memorable moment from their marriage. Whatever is shared will have Chelsea and Naomi feeling unsettled. So what exactly happens between Dani and Bill that has their girls feeling uncomfortable? Will Naomi and Chelsea see that both Bill and Dani still have feelings for each other? This would be unsettling, considering Bill is married to Hayley Hamilton and Dani is still in the honeymoon phase with Andre. Speaking of Bill, Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday suggest that his wife, Hayley, will meet up with her cousin Randy Parker to talk about their scheme to end her husband's life. With Joey Armstrong asking questions about their friendship, could the dastardly duo decide to increase Bill's poison dosages to quicken up the process or drop this idea for now, until the situation cools down? Meanwhile, Andre will receive an invite to form an unholy alliance? Who will approach him? Could Joey want something from him? Or maybe it's Hayley. Could she and Randy figure out a way that Andre could unknowingly help them with their Bill plan? She's a crafty one, so anything is possible. Finally, Jacob Hawthorne will uplift a friend. Could this be about Derek? He's still pretty upset about losing Ashley Morgan. Can Jacob provide Derek with some advice to help him move forward? Beyond the Gate spoilers imply the Tuesday, December 2nd show will be stacked with drama, steamy action, and some toxicity, so it sounds like another must-see episode fans won't want to miss. We start with an odd shot of kids sledding down a hill as a snowplow. Oh, wait, no, CBS has interrupted the show to tell us that it's snowing. Fortunately, we rejoin the already-in-progress soap, just in time for a shot of a Tide bottle and Ashley chugging white wine. Jan arrives with a Winterfest invitation and concern about her flushed daughter. During the resulting truth-telling session, Ashley finally admits that she only proposed to Derek because she felt sorry for him. At Uptown, Derek is venting to Jacob while his fellow firefighters, including Cheryl, the woman who kissed him a while back, are at the next table. Jacob admits making out with Cheryl in Ashley's apartment was a mistake, but adds that it was a fun one. The woman in question approaches Derek and Jacob's table, with the former becoming totally tongue-tied around her. Hayley tells Randy that Bill's going to die of old age before the drug she's slipping her hubby puts him in a premature grave. She wants something more potent before Bill reconnects with Dani. Why would he? Because, Hayley says, he always wants what he can't have. Hayley runs into Andre and warns him that their respective spouses are being drawn together again. He insists he's secure in his marriage, unaware that at the club, Dani and Bill are throwing major sparks as they tell Chelsea and Naomi a fiery story from the early days of their marriage. Stepping away, the girls admit they kinda sorta, maybe, possibly wouldn't mind if their mom and dad reconnected. Later, however, they realize this is a foolish notion. Of course, Andre and Hayley eventually arrive at the country club, independent of one another, and things get ridiculously awkward. Bill and Dani share a private joke from across the room, which neither Hayley nor Andre find amusing. While Dani easily manages to convince Andre it's no big deal, Hayley is left fuming, to the point at which she makes it clear to Randy she wants to step up their plan pronto. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, December 3rd, suggest some interesting moments in Fairmont Crest. It'll be Vernon Dupree versus Joey Armstrong, while Isaiah Hawthorne makes a bold move. Plus, Samantha Richardson makes a bold move. Learn more about what will unravel on Wednesday's show below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, December 3rd, warn that Vernon and Joey will have a heated encounter when the Dupree patriarch issues a warning to the casino owner. It sounds like the two could talk about Martin Richardson and the donation Joey recently tried to give him. Will Vernon be stern when he tells him to stay away from his grandson? Will Joey listen? Meanwhile, Martin's daughter, Samantha, will be inspired by June's past when it comes to an idea for the young girl's future. June was once a homeless addict, but she's truly turned her life around. Will Samantha want to do something to help people with substance issues as a career in the future? Across town, Beyond the Gates. Spoilers for Wednesday reveal that Isaiah will make a bold move towards Eva Thomas, From the looks of the weekly preview, Isaiah and Eva will get a little hot and heavy this week. So will they also take the next step in their romance too? Lastly, Shanice Johnson and Ted Richardson will be trapped in a dire situation, and it sounds like this is about them being locked in a hospital elevator together. This is a scary circumstance for anyone, so will someone come to the doctor and nurse's rescue? Could the two share a steamy moment while trapped? Fans will have to tune in to find out. What storyline are you most looking forward to during Wednesday's show? Beyond the Gates, spoilers imply things are getting mighty complicated in Hayley Hamilton's world. She's married to Bill Hamilton, but is also trying to poison her hubby to score a 10.0 life insurance plan. With that said, newcomer Isaiah Hawthorne has also caught her eye. Actress Marquita Goings recently posed a question on social media that's on every BTG fan's mind right now, where Hayley and Isaiah are concerned. Goings recently hopped on Instagram and posted a video of her and David Lamai Freebie backstage. The headline on the video read, "Can married Hayley and new man in town Isaiah be friends?" The video has some sultry background music as Hayley walks through a door backstage, as she catches Isaiah's eye. They smile at each other, and Isaiah looks pretty smitten as he watches Hayley saunter by. The IG caption read, "Starting trouble or NA? Friends or flirting? Hayley and Isaiah on Beyond the Gates. Hashtag BTS, hashtag film set, hashtag actress, hashtag friends, hashtag Beyond the Gates." Lamy was tagged in the video. Lamy replied to the video with, "Tell Bill I don't know smoke," as Goings replied with a laughing emoji. Daphne Dupla, who plays Nicole Dupree on the CBS soap, also commented, "I can't wait to find out," and Goings replied with 2 heart emojis. Fans loved the fun video and chimed in the comment section, with some encouraging Freebie/Isaiah to stay far away from Hayley, even though many admitted the characters do have chemistry. Isaiah has a budding romance with Eva Thomas, and the two have massive sparks as well. Still, Eva is far less trouble than Hayley, who seems to only have one thing on her mind where Isaiah is concerned, while Eva is truly looking for love. Will Isaiah do the right thing and stay away from Hayley? Probably not. This is a soap opera after all. On the Wednesday, December 3rd, episode of Beyond the Gates, the spoilers reveal a dangerous predicament for Shanice and Ted. What happens when the doctor and the supervising nurse get stuck in an elevator? In other news, Vernon and Joey go head-to-head. Shanice and Ted work on the same floor at Garland. Because they work in such close proximity, Shanice has gotten a front-row seat to the mess that Ted has made of his life, and she isn't afraid to hand out a dose of tough love. On Wednesday, Shanice and Ted find themselves trapped in a potentially dangerous predicament. In the BTG weekly video preview, the two get stuck in an elevator. Shanice even says, "This elevator is cursed, okay?" We wouldn't be surprised if sparks fly during this potentially dangerous predicament. They have already shown some chemistry. The real danger will occur once they get out of the elevator. If Territorial Leslie discovers Shanice and Ted's elevator adventure and spies a real connection from having survived the ordeal, then Shanice had better watch out. Thankfully, the supervising nurse isn't one to back down from a bully, ever. It has already been an eventful week for Vernon Dupree and Joey Armstrong. It's only Wednesday, yet Vernon had an emotional and painful conversation with Bill. Meanwhile, Joey had a tense chat with Smitty and Martin. Smitty wanted to protect Martin, but Joey didn't appreciate having to explain things to the investigative reporter. He enjoys having a congressman in his pocket, and it's going to stay that way. Look for Vernon and Joey to go head-to-head on Wednesday, probably over this favor Martin owes Joey. There is history between the retired senator and the corrupt casino owner. The guy knows where the bodies are buried, so this conversation could turn out to be a complex and ultimately unsatisfying chat for Vernon. The Smith-Richardsons had a great Thanksgiving. June was a part of the celebration, so her relationship with the family is only solidifying. According to the weekly spoilers, June's past gives Samantha an idea for her future. Will this idea be a healthy choice that doesn't upset her parents? Finally, Isaiah makes a bold move where Eva is concerned. The two were looking lovey-dovey in the weekly video preview, and Eva feels like she's living a dream. Will she continue to feel that way after Isaiah makes his bold move? Or is this dreamlike vibe because of his bold move? December has only just arrived, but the last month of 2025 has brought with it the return of John Lindstrom to General Hospital. Fans of the ABC soap haven't seen the actor make an appearance in Port Charles in a year. That's all changed with Kevin Collins' character stepping back into the frame on Tuesday, December 6th episode. Where does that leave Lindstrom's role as Joey Armstrong on Beyond the Gates? Here's what we know. BTG fans can rest easy. Lindstrom's return to Port Charles may delight GH viewers, but it doesn't mean he's exiting the CBS daytime drama. In an interview with TV Insider, the actor shared that when he told GH Frank Valentini that he was cast in BTG, he was offered the opportunity to have the door left open for Kevin to make appearances. When I called Frank to tell him that I would be going to do Beyond the Gates on Election Day 2024, he asked me, "Can you do both?" I said, "Well, technically, yes, because I'm not under contract. The only stickler is that they're 2,000 miles apart." While Port Charles is set in New York, it's actually filmed in Los Angeles, which wouldn't be a problem if BTG weren't filmed in Atlanta. This made the logistics of doing double duty very difficult. Lindstrom acknowledged that his appearances as Kevin had been reduced to about once or twice a month prior to taking up the role of Joey, so he didn't have an active story that needed to be written around. But that didn't mean he'd be available to do an episode here or there, given his schedule on BTG. This explains why it has been a year since fans last saw Lindstrom. However, when the GH team was able to work out a solution, he took them up on it. To their credit, they came to me and said, "What if we stack a bunch of shows up over a couple of days? Will that be worth your while to make the trip out?" And the short answer is, yes, of course. Besides, I think Jeannie, Francis, is getting tired of talking to a disembodied Kevin on the phone. Kevin's return will be significant since GH is currently working through the aftermath of Professor Henry Dalton's death, which has seen Laura leaning on Sonny. Lindstrom said Kevin doesn't love that development, but he also understands it. Being the shrink that he is, he understands the value of human connection. As for whether the actor will be making periodic visits to Port Charles, that'll depend on his schedule. He shared, "I'll do GH anytime. I just don't know if we can work it out. I'm busier than I've ever been, and I thought I'd be retired by now." And Lindstrom is quite busy. There's no rest for the wicked, particularly not for Joey Armstrong. He doesn't exactly run a legitimate business, but Joey's style of earning money does mean he's often standing toe-to-toe with Fairmont Crest's movers and shakers. At the moment, he's crowing about having a senator in his pocket and juggling his various shady dealings. The role has the soap vet energized and raring to go for work. Lindstrom wants to be a part of BTG's growth as a new soap opera, so that's definitely the daytime drama that has his focus. Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Tuesday, December 3rd, 2025. The elevator contributes again. First, Ashley and Andre Kisi, plus a baby delivery, and, in Wednesday's episode, Shanice and Ted find themselves trapped in a potentially dangerous predicament. Shanice and Ted take the cursed elevator in the hospital, and one jolt and a lunge later, they are both trapped. It made a difference to Ashley and Andre. Will we see something between Shanice and Dr. Richardson? That would make an interesting dynamic, and the reactions of both Leslie and Nicole would make for lots of soapy drama. In Wednesday's episode, we have another confrontation. We have had Vernon and Bill, Aussie, Smitty and Joey, and now have another good one coming up. At the casino, Vernon and Joey don't mince words during a heated exchange. With Martin's campaign to be re-elected to Congress underway, Vernon will take an active role in trying once again to protect his grandson. Young romance is definitely building in Fairmont Crest. Newcomer Isaiah Hawthorne and the daughter of Leslie Thomas are hitting it off. In Wednesday's episode, Isaiah makes a bold move where Eva is concerned. Isaiah is direct and makes a habit of laying it on thick with Eva. Eva reacts positively to his advances, and this just keeps getting better and better. Sooner or later, Tomas is going to see the pair together, and we'll see if it affects things between him and Kat. In Wednesday's episode, June's past gives Samantha an idea for her future. After a lovely Thanksgiving together, we are ready to have the drama fly again. Samantha is still on lockdown, and this is likely to add fuel to the fire. Stay tuned, soap fans. The midweek point has arrived, and if you've read the scoop, you'll know that there is so much to come in just 2 days. Bring it on! Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP for Tuesday, December 2nd. Welcome to the Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. Well, I've only been saying it for a few weeks now, that Derek needed to own his part in the breakup, and Ashley needed to come clean about her feelings for Andre, and how that has more gravity than Derek's manipulation. Yesterday, we got to see Derek own that. And again, today he owns it, so I'm happy to see it. And then I got the early Christmas gift. Jan came over to see Ashley to talk about Winterfest, and the conversation turned to Jan laying it on about Ashley and her feelings for Andre. Jan remarked that Ashley was the one who proposed to Derek after all. That did it. Ashley yelled out, "Because I felt sorry for him!" And the truth will set you free. I knew it, you knew it, and having Ashley say it felt good, right? Meanwhile, Derek and Jacob are at Uptown, and Cheryl is there with 2 others from Derek's firehouse. They laugh and joke, and the chemistry between Derek and Cheryl is so bright and loud that even the visually impaired would see it. Take the time you need, but let's see Derek with Cheryl. And I have to say, the scenes with Derek and Jacob were a treat. Some of the most realistic bro moments. Bravo, BTG, bravo. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not, forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs. In the close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Things are getting a little heated again in Beyond the Gates, especially with people questioning Vanessa's latest business choices. And just when it feels like she's ready to push back, a few unexpected faces show up at the club, which definitely adds a fun twist to everything going on with the Duprees. So before we get to the big moment, here's what's been happening. Fans got excited when word got out that Giselle Bryant and Wendy Osefo, the Real Housewives of Potomac stars, spent some time filming scenes for Beyond the Gates. Even though they're used to doing reality TV, both of them slipped right into the soap world without missing a beat. Giselle said the Duprees reminded her of people she bumps into at housewives reunions. Put together, full of opinions, and not afraid to be a little shady when needed. That made things feel familiar, even though she was on a scripted set this time. Her scenes were tied to Vanessa's business storyline, so her character, Gloria Darville, gets pulled right into the Fairmont Crest drama. And honestly, Giselle seems ready for more. She mentioned that she hopes Gloria isn't done in Fairmont Crest because she would love to come back, stir things up, and maybe test a few marriages while she's at it. CBS even put out the official episode logline for the Monday, December 1st episode. So here's the fun part. Giselle Bryant and Wendy Osefo officially appear on Beyond the Gates in the latest episode. Yep, the Potomac ladies are stepping right into Fairmont Crest during this messy business showdown between Vanessa and Dani. And they're not the first Potomac faces to stop by. Karen Huger actually had a cameo. Earlier this year, not long after the soap launched in February. Giselle said she didn't pick up tips from Karen before filming. But she loves that the soap enjoys bringing the Potomac women into the mix. Some of the cast from Beyond the Gates remembered Karen's cameo too. Tamara Tooney admitted she didn't recognize Karen at first, but figured things out once someone mentioned Real Housewives of Potomac. She said it made total sense, since the fictional town sits right in that same Maryland vibe. Daphne Duplay called Karen hysterical and said that every time she watched that scene again, Karen completely stole it. Now, with Giselle and Wendy in the picture, Monday's episode is shaping up to be a fun one. Stay tuned to Soap Opera Daily for all the updates from Beyond the Gates. The Beyond the Gates spoilers video for the week of December 1st previews the drama heating up following the Thanksgiving holiday, with confrontations that range from awkward to intense. Things kick off with a couple of women who don't seem pleased with Vanessa. "I called that number you gave us," one complains, throwing a business card down on the table where Vanessa is sitting with Dani, who is startled by her actions. "So you're seeking customers at the country club?" she chides. Taken aback, Vanessa says, "I resent being characterized as a pimp." To which Dani retorts, "Okay, madam." Will she urge Vanessa to find clients for her escorts elsewhere? Sitting at home on the couch having a beer with Smitty, Martin admits he's in over his head. "Joey is a dangerous man," he sighs to his husband, "and he has me right where he wants me." Meanwhile, at his casino, Joey smiles, clearly pleased with himself. Vernon is clearly fed up with the trouble that Bill has caused his family. "You knew the consequences before you chose what you wrought," the Dupree patriarch spits at his former son-in-law. Randy meets with Hayley at the coffee shop to get to the bottom of her recent actions. "Any particular reason why you're tripping with no map?" he wonders, annoyed. Hayley leans in and hisses, "Yes! And you know just who it is!" At the casino, a frustrated Vanessa has reached the end of her rope and slams her drink down on the poker table. "I told you over and over that I don't give a damn about their opinions," she shouts. "What is it, Joey?" Can he find the right words to calm her down again? Eva continues her fling with Isaiah, planting a kiss on him in the coffee shop. "Feels like I'm wrapped in a dream," she sighs. And following the lip lock, Isaiah remarks, "Someone tastes good." How long can this honeymoon period possibly last? At the country club, Naomi and Chelsea join their parents for drinks, and the conversation takes a turn. "Did our daughters inherit their complete lack of subtlety from me or from you?" Dani asks her ex. Both she and Bill respond, "Definitely you," at the exact same time, proving their connection still runs very deep. At the hospital, Ted and Shanice are in the elevator when it suddenly lurches to a stop, sending them struggling to stay on their feet. "Ted!" the nurse cries out before informing him, "This elevator is cursed, okay?" It does keep causing problems, but might the faulty elevator help create a bond between Ted and Shanice? Check out the entire teaser trailer below and let us know what you think is going to happen next on BTG in the comments below that. Plus, don't forget to check out our first look gallery for a sneak peek at what's coming up on all the soaps. Beyond the Gates gave a few bad romances that we've seen this year on the inaugural season of the CBS soap. See if you agree as we rank and count down from number 5, which was bad, all the way down to number 1, which was truly toxic as a soap pairing. Just so you know, 2 of these toxic romances involve the same man. We combined them, and they are our number 5 on the list. So, let's dive into it. Our number 5 worst romances of Beyond the Gates both belong to Tomas Navarro. One is with Kat Richardson, and the other with her sister Eva Thomas. I will say, Tomas seemed sweet when he first started pursuing Kat. Tomas was patient with Kat, who'd never been intimate with a man before. Tomas even tapped the brakes to make sure Kat was certain that it was the right time before they made love. The thing is, I don't think Tomas is the guy that Kat thinks he is. I mean, Tomas talks a good game, but he can be really toxic. When he and Kat had that argument after another bad time in bed, Tomas went and did the deed with her sister Eva. In pretty much every single situation, Thomas sides with Eva over Kat. I will say that Eva absolutely deserves heat for her role in Dana Leslie Thomas' scheme that broke up Kat's family, but some of the things that Kat has said, I think, have been over the line and very immature. For example, telling Eva that she wishes Leslie had aborted her. I mean, that was terrible and way over the line. Still, I don't think Tomas is ever going to be ride or die for Kat. As for Tomas and Eva, he was flirting with her from the jump. They bonded over those nerd books they liked. But Tomas showing up at Eva hotel room to discuss sci-fi novels was absolutely inappropriate. Thomas was ready to get in Eva's pants while he was still with Kat. Eva tapped the brakes, saying she didn't want to be like her mom, Leslie. But then, when Tomas was helping Eva move into the apartment, Tomas told her that he and Kat had split up. Eva was like, "Well, okay," and they slept together. It turns out Tomas was not being honest. He and Kat had had an argument, but they were still together as far as she knew. I think he just wanted his ego and other parts of him stroked. Then he ditched Eva again and went running after Kat. I don't think Tomas should have tangled with sisters. I kind of think both of them should kick him to the curb. All right, our number 4 worst romance of the year on Beyond the Gates is little Hayley Lawson and her big, hot husband, Bill Hamilton. I think we all knew they were toxic from the very first episode when we found out Hayley infiltrated their family and stole Bill from Dani. Also, I suspected Hayley was running a long con. A lot of fans did. It turns out we were all right. She and Randy Parker are plotting to kill Bill for $10 million. Right now, Hayley is drugging Bill, hoping to trigger his death. But also, Bill is toxic because he was recently kissing his ex-wife Dani Dupree. That was only because Bill was jealous that she had married a hot, younger guy, Andre. Bill wasn't even looking twice at Dani that way, and hadn't put his lips on her like that until she got somebody else. So I think Bill is actually getting a visit from Karma by Hayley trying to kill him. They are a totally toxic pair. I can't even say they don't deserve each other. Our number 3 couple on the bad romance list on Beyond the Gates is a pair that honestly never fully manifested. They never coalesced as a formal couple. That's the ill-fated duo of Ashley Morgan and Andre Richardson. We know he had a crush on Ashley for quite a while, but the timing was never right. Plus, Andre was traveling a lot for work, and he was a playboy. Meanwhile, Ashley was blue-collar and in nursing school. She was just a more basic chick, but Andre was still really hot for her. When he got his flirt on with Ashley, she was tempted, especially because she saw the future she'd have with Derek was very average and very pedestrian. Ashley wanted something bigger from life. But the timing was always off for Andre and Ashley. He tempted her with that Paris date night at his place, and then she kind of tapped the brakes. Andre almost got with Ashley. Then she showed up at his place to say, "Okay, let's do this." She saw him lip-locking with Dani after he and Dani had decided not to be together. That threw things off. Then Derek was paralyzed for a while, and Ashley felt obligated. Andre drunk married Dani. So now Andre and Dani are falling in love, and Ashley dumped Derek. She's single as a Pringle. She tried to get back with Andre, but it's too late. Bottom line, Ashley and Andre just seemed ill-fated from the start. Honestly, I never saw chemistry between them to justify his attraction to Ashley. So, I think it's a good thing this romance fizzled out early. All right, our number 2 worst romance on Beyond the Gates this year is Vanessa McBride and Joey Armstrong. However, I like the sizzle, but I still think it's a bad romance. I have to give an honorable mention as well to Vanessa and her poor dead husband Doug as another truly terrible romance for 2025 on Beyond the Gates. Now, while I do think that Vanessa and Joey are a bad romance, I also really like them together. Vanessa was cuckolding Doug because she wasn't satisfied. Doug was blowing a whole bunch of cash at the casino because he wasn't satisfied. Vanessa was chasing a thrill in bed, and Doug was chasing a thrill at the betting table. Then Joey got between them very intentionally. He gave Vanessa that thrill she was looking for. He scammed Doug into losing to leverage Vanessa into laundering money for him. But then Joey got all up in his feels for Vanessa. That was never part of his plan. Things hit an all-time low when Joey had Doug killed because he was an obstacle that was keeping Joey from having Vanessa all to himself. I mean, it's romantic in a dark mobster kind of way, right? Doug was absolutely intent on taking down Joey and kept plotting to get him arrested. So that was part of it too. Doug had to go. Now Vanessa is satisfied in bed. She's turning into quite a little criminal herself, running Joey Armstrong's escort services and laundering money through her realty company. She has thrived in the criminal lifestyle. She likes life on the edge. Vanessa is still very much a thrill junkie, and Joey is a bad influence. I do enjoy them, but come on, it's a bad romance. All right, and of course, you probably guessed already, the number 1 worst romance on Beyond the Gates in its inaugural season is Leslie and Ted Richardson. They were bad back in the day when Ted cheated with Leslie and knocked her up while Nicole was dealing with infertility. She had just miscarried when Ted started knocking boots with waitress Leslie/Dana. Then, Bill made threats, and told Leslie that she had to get an abortion. Ted thought that's what happened. So, they have a grown daughter, and Leslie came back absolutely intent on ruining Ted's life. But she was still hot for him too. So it was all very toxic. What was totally crazy was he slept with Leslie again recently while he was drunk and was using very poor judgment. Actually, no judgment at all. Ted needs to get an apartment with a doorman and a restraining order against Leslie to keep her away. Now that she has another taste of her teddy bear, I think Leslie will never give up.